Hey guys, welcome to Music Education with Mr. Johnson. I want to share with you a story about a song from 1971. It's written by a man that I'm sure you know, at least I hope you know who he is, and I definitely hope you've listened to some of his music. That man is Johnny Cash. Now, Johnny Cash, he became discovered, or he became known in Memphis in the late 50s. He was a part of the Million Dollar Quartet. He recorded at Sun Studios, where Elvis was discovered. Johnny went on, recorded with Columbia Records, and became a big country star. As a matter of fact, in the 70s and the 80s, he kind of started losing popularity. In the 80s, he started recording with a man named Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin is probably most famous for producing hip hop albums and some others, but he got with Johnny Cash and they recorded a bunch of wonderful albums towards the end of his life. The song, though, that we're talking about today came out in 1971, and the song is entitled Man in Black. And I want to read to you kind of the first few verses because I want you to hear these words, and then we'll talk about them and what they mean. He says, "Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back, and why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down, living in the hopeless, hungry side of town. I wear it for the prisoner who has long paid for his crime, but is there because he's a victim of the time. I wear the black for those who have never read or listened to the words of Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Why you'd think he's talking straight to you and me? Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, in our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. But just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back up front, there ought to be a man in black." He goes on and talks about other people who are hurting and in pain. Hear what Johnny Cash is writing about. He says, "I wear black because I want to be the man who reminds you that there are people who are hurting, that there are people who are in pain, that there are people who are struggling and need us." He references the words of Jesus. I think pretty much what he has in mind there is towards the end of Jesus' ministry. He shares this story. He talks about the final judgment, and he says that we'll be divided as sheep and goats. And he talks about, Jesus says, the ones who are the sheep are the ones who took care of me when I was in prison, who visited me when I was sick, when I was hungry and needed clothes, they've clothed me. And the sheep are sitting there and they say, "When did we do this? We never clothed you. We never visited you in prison." And he says, "When you did it to the least of these, you did it to me." Now, Jesus there and Johnny in this song is referring to something that is important in life and a skill and a trait we all need to have, and that is empathy. And let me just explain to you in a very simple terms what empathy is. It is when someone is hurting, we are willing to sit with them and take on their emotions and to feel their pain, to be there at their time of hurt. Now, that may come when someone has lost someone close to them and you're willing to sit down and listen to them and be there with them. It may just come when somebody's having a bad day or when someone says something to them that hurt their feelings and you're sitting there and you listen to them, to a friend or something like that. But empathy is an important trait that we all need to learn. We all need to learn to be empathetic, to be there for people in their time of hurt. And here, that is exactly what Johnny is talking about. He says, people are hurting, and I'm up here in black to remind you that people are hurting. He says we have to be empathetic. That's one of the things I want you to take away from this lesson today, that empathy is an important trait, an important aspect of life that we need to learn. Learn to be there for other people. Learn to see other people when they're hurting, when they're in pain, and to be willing to say, "Hey, my friend, hey, my classmate, hey, whoever, I am here for you." So today, as we walk away from this, I say this clearly, and I hope that this is something that you see me as being, and that is empathetic towards all people. All right, so empathy is the key word for today. Johnny Cash, Men in Black, go check it out. But hey, I want to try and have an album for you to listen to Today, we're going to go down the same vein of Johnny Cash. I could have picked all kinds of things. Folsom Prison is a wonderful live album. You need to go listen to it. What's awesome about it, some of you know I used to work in a prison for a brief period of time as a chaplain. In the song, when he comes out, sings Folsom Prison Blues, you can actually hear the doors closing and the bells ring in the background. It's a great way to really feel what it feels like to be in prison. As a matter of fact, at one point he takes a break, and the warden or whoever gets up and says, so and so and so and so has visitation. You need to go visit them. But today I want to introduce you to another album. This is Johnny Cash. This is American 5. It's a great album. My two favorites that he did in the American series are 4 and 5. 4 has a wonderful song on it called Hurt. You've probably heard it. Great song. 5 has some other really great songs. On 5, he actually covers the Beatles' In My Life. Does a wonderful, wonderful cover rendition of it. You need to check it out. So go check out American 5. Also, today, I want you to remember this. Go love your neighbor. That's what we just talked about. Take care of yourself. And the other thing we talked about today, be the good this world needs. Know you're loved by me and by everyone else that you come in contact with at this school and other places. You are special and important. Be empathetic to those who need it.